All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors unto the apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well, and salutations to the brethren that are pushing forth this word in truth and in sincerity. All right, this is your brother Yahweh Allah from GM Chicago coming at you with another lesson. All right, in this video, I want to go through this article here, but that was published by the Weiss Institute, a Harvard for an institute from Harvard. All right, and pretty much they're explaining how they're creating these chips, right, that simulate body organs. Man, they put certain um, uh, 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 cells inside these chips of specific organs to help mimic um, the functions of different organs in the body, man. And you know that that way they can be able to test, the certain reactions that the body or certain organs would have, outside of the human body, right? um, and they've been doing this for a while, but now this institute has gotten funding in order to see how different vaccines, all right, uh, play affect these different organs, man. And not only that, but want to create different sensors so that they be able to record different reactions of how these vaccines happen to the different organs, in these chips. Now, these aren't implantable ones into your body, but they're they're pretty much creating a system outside of the body that will closely mimic what would happen inside of your body. All right. But the main point that they're doing here is they're creating a sensor so that they can, record the reactions that would happen, right? So, that being said, since they're kind of creating this system outside in these chips, you know, uh, 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 you know, these systems that are outside are designed to mock what happens inside of your body. All right. And if they're able to put sensors inside these chips that emulate the inside of the body, then effectively they'll be close to technology that'll have sensors that actually can be put inside you and collect certain information such as reactions to vaccines, man. All right. Because these, again, I'm going to say it again, these chips that they created, pretty much are mimicking what happens inside. And if you're able to put sensors in that and record different reactions, these, chips are essentially like little organs, and that's how they call it, organs on chips, man. You know, so if they can create sensors for that environment, it's like creating a sensor for the environment of inside your body, man. So this goes to show that money is being put to to study, that it will eventually be able to study different put different sensors inside of you and collect information, man. All right, whether they're telling you they're doing that for that purpose or not, the end game is that they're gonna have that technology, man, to be able to record different things that are inside you, man. All right. So I'll read a few paragraphs just to hit the main points. And as you can see, this is not just some run of the mill institute, man. This is an institute from Harvard, man. It's a Weiss Institute. It's called the Weiss Institute. All right. And it says, the title is Harvard's Weiss Institute receives funding award from BARDA, right? It says the award will fund the development of human organ chips, right? They put human organs on chips with automated inline sensors to study vaccine responses. So they have, essentially created a part of an organ inside the chip. And I'm going to keep repeating it, right? And they're creating sensors that study the responses once they introduce these vaccines into these chips that mimic organs. Okay, so essentially they want to, if the sensor can pick up the responses that are inside these organ chips, they'll essentially uh, um, have the technology, or a technology close to be able to do that inside of your body in the actual organ. All right. It says the Wise Institute for Biological Inspired Engineering has been selected as one of 3 participants in a new federal Immune Chip Plus program to develop advanced tissue chip platforms with immune system components and automated monitoring. And that's the end game of this sensor that they want. They want it to be an automated monitoring. So like it's automatically doing it, it does it on its own to monitor, all right, to record these different responses, man. All right. And they're trying to make it seem like if it's just for, uh, um, recording something outside of the body, but these can, the recording outside of the body, that system that they created outside of the body was made specifically to mimic the inside of the body. All right. you know, I'm gonna keep going. It says the program is um, co-sponsored by the Biomedical Advanced Research and Development Authority, BARDA. All right, part of the Office of the so these are who's sponsoring it. All right, BARDA is, and part of the Office of the Assistant Secretary for Preparedness and Response at the U.S. Development of Health and Human Services. Man, so this is a federal agency right here, the government. It says, and the National Center of Advancing Translational Sciences. All right. So there's definitely funding going on to have this type of technology, man. These sensors. All right. It says as part of Immune Chip Plus, the Wise Institute received a contract award from BARDA that funds a 1-year research program under the direction of Wise founding director Don Inberg. All right, this is the founding director of the whole institute. He's an MD, a PhD focused on developing human lymphoid follicle chips, LF chips, microfluid culture devices that replicate immune vaccination responses. All right. So they'll be able to replicate these responses, man. On the LF chip, right? It says with instrumentations for inline continuous monitoring, man. And that's what they're saying, that they're gonna do this outside in the outside chip. But again, those outside chips emulate what goes on inside the body. So if they could essentially do it on this outside system, they can do it. It's not far for them to make certain modifications so they can do it inside of your body, man. All right. And you know, they came out and said, this was a whole conspiracy, but this is in their own, this is a .edu website, man. All right, this is in their own university websites, man, letting you know that there's technology that they're working on, to do these kinds of things, to record, in a human environment, man. All right, which are those chips, man. Okay. It says, you can read this part. They're pretty much saying that, they no longer have to, if they're successful, they don't no longer have to test on animals. All right. It says vaccination on a chip. Lymphoid follicles are the smallest functional unit of lymph nodes and contain aggregations of immune cells, including B cells, T cells, and dendritic cells. LFs coordinate the body's immune response against pathogens and are a key part of the vaccination process, in which a memory of a mock invader is created so that an effective immune response can be mounted the next time the pathogen is encountered. So, they're using these lymphoid follicles, in these chips so that, they can, test different vaccinations on it, man, because they're the ones that essentially, you know, do the like the natural response, the natural immunity, man. All right. So they're pretty much studying what the body does, naturally. All right. Let me see what else I got. I'm just keep reading. It says the Wise Institute, led by Garija Goyal, PhD, working with Ingbird, what has been able to replicate the venation process in vitro in an organ chip. All right, these are these organ chips that I was telling you about. And in vitro pretty much means that they can do it like in a petri dish, somewhere outside of the body, you know, which is these organ chips, right? It says their goal now is to engineer organ chip culture systems that can continuously monitor the tissue's response to, to increase understanding of health and disease without putting human test subjects at risk and enable more efficient assessment of potential treatments. All right. Um, so there you go. Says to achieve this goal with LF chips, the WISE team will build a microfluidics. This is their goal right here. To achieve this goal with LF chips, the WISE team will build a microfluidic sensor cartridge that senses and samples multiple biomarkers in the LF chip repeatedly over time. All right, so continuously. All right, so these sensors are microfluidic, man. So they can live in these types of organ environments, man. All right. It says they will then integrate into an existing organ chip culture system, right? They're going to put them in there, develop an automated microfluidic readout instrument using commercial parts, and demonstrate inline sensing of two or more human venacine related biomarkers. And that's what they're reading is the biomarkers, which to them lets them know, how effective, these venacines are being, man. You know, let's see. We'll skip all this. I'll read the last paragraph. It says, this is an intense but exciting project whose ambition is to enhance the usability of organ chips for personalized medicine and drug development, and will help. So this is who they're making it for. This is it's an intense but exciting project whose ambition is to enhance the usability of organ chips for personalized medicine and drug development. All right, so they're making it pretty much for the pharmaceutical industry. All right, so they can make money off it in that ways. They give the excuse that oh, now we don't have to do it on animals, which is which is a good reason in itself, right? But that's only to hide the real reason, man, because essentially what they'll have at the end is a sensor that can live inside a human environment, man. And they'll have that ability to be able to do that. And we know in the scriptures, they talk about the MOTB, where, it's going to be it's going to be an incision. It's going to be put inside of, either your forehead or in your right hand. So you won't be able to buy or sell with it, man. All right. But the technology to put these different sensors in you, to live, that can live in a human environment, are being worked on, man. Okay. So it's not a conspiracy theorist, man. We know that a theory. We know that the word of the Lord doesn't come back void, man. So these things are gonna come to pass, man. And you can see one of the most prestigious universities in Babylon, Harvard, is getting money to work on such technology, man. All right. It says, which more than likely, they've probably already been having this type of technology, but now they're letting you know out in the open that technology like this, such as these, is being worked on, man. All right. Um, it says for the personalized medicine and drug development, and will also help position them for a wider use in academic, governmental, pharmaceutical, and medical research. All right. So there you go. The government, is funding it. They're gonna have their hand in it. All right. Says Sese, who is a senior staff engineer at the Weiss Institute, man. So there you go, man. The scriptures give that prophecy that it's going to come to pass, man. We'll read it here in Revelations 13 and 16. It says, "And he caused it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name, man." And if you go into that word mark, it goes into that word incision, man. All right, so it's gonna be beneath the skin, man. All right, and these Edomites, man, they're just liars, man, because for like they made it seem like it was a conspiracy thing, that that they were gonna create technology they'd be able to be put inside your body, which we already know. A lot of people in Europe already have been chipped, man, in order to open up certain doors, to buy. All right, but as you can see, they're still creating more and more technology, you know, to be able to have, automated monitoring in human like environments, man. All right, and if it's able to sustain in a human like environment, like these organ chips, all right, it doesn't take too much to engineer them to be in the actual body itself, man, to be automatically monitoring, man. All right, so there you go, man. um, I'll finish it off with this last precept here, is Isaiah 55 and 11. It says, "So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it," man. And we read the prophecy that this mark, this MOTB, right, um, was is gonna come to pass, man. And the word of the Lord doesn't come back void. That's why we can see and bet that these types of studies are gonna continue to be pushed forth, man. All while you being called a conspiracy theorist, man. All right, so I'll leave y'all with that. Lord willing, this was an edifying lesson. Amen. Like always, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who really teach well, and salutations to the brethren pushing forth this word in truth and in sincerity. Until the next one, I say shalom, and as always, abba babal.